Hello. Cue siren. Cue shamanic journey. Cue. Just happens that way, y'all. Woo! Hi. Touchdown. Karen Brown sees me. It's real. Hi, how are you, everybody? Hello. As soon as I started, I clicked the camera, it went woo with the siren. Cue siren. So anyway, hi. I'm so happy to be with you guys for today's journey. Today's journey is we'll talk about today's journey. Whatever mala you have today is fantastic. It does not matter. It's the mala you feel called to work with. I'm using my shadow mala, which is going to be my mala for the season. I've committed to working with this one because of what it is, but any mala that you have is perfect. What is that sexiness that I'm wearing? It's pajamas. Are you anointing with 8 tonight? That's so good. Well, you know. I don't know if it's going to be gentle or not, Sherry. I'm so happy that you guys are here. So Colin's got moss agate. Candace is going to make a shadow mala. I think that's perfect. Is it echoing for you? Oh, I don't know. So these are under my pajamas. I was going to say, so if you don't know the company PJ Salvage, I have a wholesale account with them because I was going to carry their stuff at Sage Goddess because their pajamas are comfy and sexy. And that's what this is, but they don't carry a range of sizes, so I never placed an order for the shop, but I love them. So anyway, that's that. But underneath this is your Nikki Bicky bra top from Amazon that I've always told you should replace all your bras with these because they're super comfy. They hold the girls in. This is very important for us today. They definitely hold the girls in, but they don't, I sleep in this. So this is always on, and then I put other stuff on top of it. So PJ Salvage, not Savage, Salvage is the company. Super fun, right? And the bra is by a company called Nikki Bicky. Again, I have wholesale accounts with these companies, but it's just they don't offer a range of sizes. So I just figure if you guys need to find that stuff, you'll find it on your own. And then I just wear it. I'll put the company name for you. So you go to Amazon if you want the bra. And I'll tell you something. I know we're digressing, but this is going to change your life. Nikki, Nikibiki. You go to Amazon and you search Nikki Bicky, okay? So it's going to arrive to you. This is what's happened with every soul shifter who's ever bought a Nikki Bicky, okay? They're I don't know, $20 or something like that. You only need one. And they wash beautifully. I've had mine for years. It's going to arrive, your Nikki Bicky, and you're gonna think I'm insane. You're gonna be there's no way I'm gonna pack my girls in that, okay? Just trust me, you will be able to. You gotta go into a bathroom by yourself and just put it on and trust me as your sister that I would not lead you astray. Yet you hang them to dry. Honestly, you don't have to wash them all that often. I mean, Rachel's laughing at me. We can put a link in Facebook, but if you take that word Nikki Bicky and you put it in Amazon, you're going to find them and they come in all the colors. Is it $12.95 and they're on Amazon Prime and stuff? You don't need me for this. But here's what I will tell you: don't do it now because I need your attention for the next 90 minutes, and then you can go get bras and pajamas and all of the other things to make your soul happy. Well, and then there's that Crystal Scarlet found her for $12. Girls, I'm just telling you, whether you are endowed, I'm Greek, so I have big boobs. Whether you're endowed or not endowed, you will be happy with a Nikki Bicky. I don't know how it does it. Listen, this is very important. I have a friend who is, I consider her to be a very powerful, very wise, very esteemed teacher, mentor, magician. She's all the things. And so one day she was over at my house, right? And she asked me what that was. And so I said, this is what it is. And here, I'm going to give you one because I have a couple of extras at home. I said, if you're not weirded out by it, I'm going to give you one. And so she went into the bathroom and tried it on. She came out and she was like, I just want to let you know, you've changed my life. This has changed my life. And I was like, no, I understand. I mean, These things are very important. No, you don't need big boobs or small boobs. You just need boobs, and this will do you. If you're smaller, it's gonna harness you in and kind of make you feel like they're locked down, and if you're bigger, it's not gonna let them fly out. I'm just telling you it's magic. So anyway, have fun later, but stay with me now. Don't do that. Anyway, into my Nikki Bicky right now is going, right? Okay, well, I'm about to put rocks in my bra. So I don't know if you saw this on the website today. If you already have these stones, you don't need it. But we have a duo of Moldavite and Gibeon Meteorite, which is like, Gibeon Meteorite is astral support for creativity. That's that. And it's got triangles and all kinds of sacred geometry all over it. It's super, super powerful. So we did a duo today on the website of Moldavite, a big old chunk of Moldavite, and Gibeon Meteorite. So if you have some flying stones, I always try to put them on the sides because otherwise it looks like I have uneven nipples. Sherry's like, my headlights are always on. It's fun, right? So anyway, get your rocks in there and see what you can do to, have some additional support for your journey tonight. But that's what's going to be supporting me on my journey. Tanzanite would be lovely. And yes, Angela came online just at the perfect time. Sharon doesn't have a bra on, so Sharon can just put them in your underwear or something. I'm not above that either. So I don't have my Moldavite ring on right now because I just didn't want to have any rings on, so I thought I would put it in my bra directly. And then you need a mala for tonight because we're going to do our mantra. Lena's got her Flame of Ishtar ring. Doesn't get any better than that. And then I have a fun experience planned for you, so I hope you're really going to enjoy it. And tonight's sweet for me because I am Athena. You know what I mean? And I didn't choose Athena to be our guide this month because I'm named after her or because I think I'm special or anything like that. I was told that she had to be our guide for this month, and I will talk you through tonight, like the very specific reason for that. Iolite's perfect, by the way. I love chrysocolla and chrysoprase for tonight. It depends on what you're healing, you guys. Tonight's journey with Athena is about clarity for you. Athena does this thing where she combines wisdom with discernment. Wisdom plus discernment equals activation. Okay? I don't care how smart people are. Smart isn't good enough. Wisdom will take you 50% of the way. Wisdom is the what. Discernment is the how you do it. So I've met plenty of smart people in my life who were really screwed up. So don't think that just because somebody's smart, you know what I mean? Well, my being named after Athena has been an immensely humbling experience for the past 46 years that I have sat with that mantle. And so tonight I get a chance to tell you why I love her, why I love sharing energetic space with her, how she has been a teacher to me. And I think it probably was my ayahuasca journey last October where I think I told you this. The one of the first things I heard was, "Oh, Athena, goddess of wisdom." She greeted me that way. "Hello, Athena, goddess of wisdom. She who does not know everything. She who does not have all the answers." And it was this really profound moment in that journey where it was the first time that I got a break. It was like, no, I don't have all the answers. Like, I've got this heavy name, you know what I mean? That was naturally bestowed upon me at birth. I didn't choose to be called Athena. I think anyone who changes their name to something like that is insane. Like, why would you consciously choose to carry that around, right? And yet, I feel like I have done the best possible human job of carrying this name and this lineage and this identity, which is my lineage. I'm half Minoan, right? So it is... Technically, this lineage is mine, and yet we all share it, right? Because so many of you have either lineage that takes you back to Mediterranean roots, or the Greek pantheon speaks to you in some really beautiful, conscious, alive way. And we live in an era where people are very defensive of their cultures and where they don't want to share their cultures. If it's their culture, it shouldn't be your culture unless it's your culture, kind of thing. We're in that place in our human development, which is okay, but it's just where we are. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's neither here nor there. It's just where we are. But what I would say to you tonight is, even if this isn't your physical lineage, even if you don't come from Greece or the Mediterranean, even if you don't trace your roots back, I would love for you tonight to try this on. I would love for you tonight, and maybe I can say this to you because this is my lineage. I'd like to invite you into my lineage tonight. I would love for you to try this on today. I would love for you to step into the energy of what this is and see how it resonates with you. Because I have no fear of my lineage being shared. And my lineage was trampled on. I mean, there were valiant efforts to destroy my lineage from Persia, from Rome, from Egypt, right? Like there were valiant lineage efforts to destroy where I come from. So it's not that I think that my lineage is not endangered, right? It certainly has been sacked and destroyed and overcome and stolen by other people. But I guess I want to be one of the people to reach out a hand and say, I don't mind if you borrow my lineage for tonight. I'd be honored if everything that's Greek spoke to you for just this evening. And if you could, because I believe that even if you didn't come from there, your soul might know it. Maybe you had a past life there, or maybe there's some part of you that when you see a commercial about Greece or you eat Greek food or something, maybe you feel a connection to it. And I want to be the first to say that I'd like to cultivate that rather than reject that, right? Well, it's interesting, right? Because Kit Kat said, I have a friend who gets so mad that I come on here at classes because she said I shouldn't because I'm not Greek or close to it. But that's where our society is. Our society is in a place of closing down, shutting down, closing off. What's mine is mine. You can't have it. What's yours is yours. You keep it. Like, we're in that place. And like I said, I have no judgment around that. I just want to open a different perspective maybe for tonight, right? Just for tonight. Okay, so I'm going to teach you a little bit about Athena. The tools that I have my mala. If you got this wand, you should break it out tonight. I'm going to use mine, and so if you didn't, don't worry, use whatever wand you want to. But I actually ordered this wand with tonight's journey in mind. So if you have this wand, and some of you do, I want you to feel empowered to use it. This is our ancient wisdom. It's a decoding wand for decoding wisdom and activating wisdom in your life. So that's the wand I'm working with. Jill's got it. So if you have it, great. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to be anointing with my favorite perfume of the year, which is what we've made in this class. The perfume that we made last week is my favorite perfume we've made all year long, right? It's true. And anyway, I'm glad you guys are excited about tonight. I spilled this, if you remember. I had the vetiver, one of them, which one was in my bra? It was the resinoid oak moss that I dropped, or I sat in my bra and I didn't remember where it was, which is okay. Anyway, I spilled it on my dress, I spilled it on my notebook, I spilled a little bit on my altar, and I swear I'm never going to wash that dress ever again as long as I live. So what I'm going to do is just anoint now. You're welcome to do that too with the blend that we made because it's my favorite. And I'm going to hoard this, every last drop. I've already used like the first part of it. I've worn it every day and reapplied twice. Do you like it too? It's my favorite. Okay, so a little bit on my third eye to begin the opening process. And as you bring that essential oil to your third eye to open that screen, I want you to begin to bring your energy into present time, into the room where you are, into the space with me. So this is to open the blank screen of awareness, to begin to connect us, connect our third eye to each other, to the sacred spaces across our planet, to begin to align us with a higher frequency. And then at your wrists for what you do, and then a little bit at your ankles for where you go, crossing those beautiful meridian lines. And then I'm taking more. I'm just going to get myself all oiled up because I'm into it. A little bit more on my talisman. And then to my mala. Across the beads of the mala. It's the oak moss, you guys, that's like, that's tethering, it's grounding that blend. There's something really uniquely gorgeous about the energy of that perfume. And no matter how you blended it, you did it just right, and it's perfect for you. So taking a moment to just connect with, to connect with the energy and to connect with your own intention for tonight's journey. What is your intention for tonight? And just through your energy field. Good stuff. And then put the cap back on tightly so you don't spill that baby. Mind, body, soul. It's all happening tonight. Even putting it into the wand. Okay. So, class has begun. Stones are in my non-bra bra. It's different. You got everything is different about that blend. I don't know what it is, but I don't need to know what it is. It's just magic. Okay. And then, if you made the sex honey with me, might be a good time for you to dip in. For a little bit. Connecting with your intention there. It's so good. Someone was asking me the other day why I thought I'd never been stung by a bee. It's not that I haven't tried. I think you have to make peace with bee medicine. I've often thought that bees sting people as a sacrifice for your sovereignty. It's a weird way to think about it, isn't it? But everybody I know who's ever been stung by a bee hasn't fully connected with their sovereignty yet. And so I think sometimes bees sacrifice themselves to inject you. And then if you react to it, like my husband's allergic, my son's allergic, right? If you react to it, it's like your body reacting to the idea of your own power. And then once you make peace with that, they don't have to... Like, I can walk through, and I have. I went to a beautiful couple's cannabis farm a long time ago, and they grow cannabis wild at the border of California and Mexico. And they must have had 1,000 cannabis plants, right, all in bloom. And I mean, bees, like you never seen bees before. And so I wanted to walk through their cannabis farm. Just wanted to walk through it. And so I asked permission. I'm like, can I go over there and walk through your plants? And they looked at me and they said, you probably shouldn't, right? Like, it's bee, like, nightmare place. And I was like, well, but I think I'm protected. And they were like, okay. So I literally walked through it. I mean, I was walking through hundreds of bees. And they had no interest in me whatsoever. So anyway, my 2 cents on bee stings, I think that's the medicine. If you can't get to your sovereignty directly, they will inject you with it. Wasp is different medicine. We don't have time to go down that rabbit hole tonight, but for a lot of you, wasp is the issue, and that wasp is a different medicine. But bee medicine is sovereignty medicine. It's community and sovereignty. Interesting, right? Think about your own relationship to bees. It's kind of an interesting situation. So a lot of you are sitting in stormy weather. The weather here has been shitty for weeks. It's finally nice. This is the first. We've had 0 humidity today. It's 80 degrees. It's absolutely gorgeous. Clear as far as the eye can see, all the way to Malibu from here, which is a long way, all the way to the Angeles National Forest north of us. So anyway, whether you're sitting in a storm or you've been very clear, I just am grateful for your presence today. Okay. I'm going to smudge. There's so much energy and there's so much I want to tell you, and it's like I want to also take my time and stay mindful and grounded. So let me smudge a little bit. And you know what? Just enjoy this. Don't take this journey too seriously. Don't overthink this one. There's a tendency to do that. So I want you to embody this journey more than like, don't let it be a head trip. You know what I mean? Like, get out of your head. Don't make it a head trip. Get out of your head, get out of your thoughts, come into your body, right? Releasing any resistance that you might be feeling, disconnection of any kind, releasing that into the smoke right now. It's a fun torch, isn't it? That one was a gift from one of my clients who also, I went to school with him from first grade on. Love that man. He comes to ceremony here all the time. His parents are very, very wealthy. They were the founders of a very famous skincare company, the man who gave me that torch. And I grew up with him. And his house was like Disneyland. But he is humble as the day is long. And he still comes to me all these years later. He brings his daughter, who's in the same grade as Nick. And she sits in ceremony here. And when I think about him and me back as 6-year-olds, getting to know each other, and now sitting in circle together as 46-year-olds with our 12-year-old kids that we're trying to initiate into their practice, it's pretty cool. Pretty fun. Isn't that amazing? I'm really lucky, and I really appreciate that there are people in my life that I have been connected to for that long, you know? His daughter's really special. He named her Terra, which I love, which means earth, right, in Latin. He named her Terra, and she's a Virgo. And when Terra comes, Aunt Athena shows her all the things and adores her. It's a very cool connection that we still have after all these years. Okay, Aho to that. Now, I will call in the directions in just a moment, but I want to teach you for a few minutes. So what you might want to do is just either listen with your eyes open or just kind of close your eyes to receive a little bit more of the energy of what I'm sharing with you. Like I said, if there's a journey that's close to my heart, it's today's. It really, really is. Okay. Athena in Greek means Athens. Athena in Greek means the goddess. So Athena has different names, okay? Oh, I love you guys. So Athena in Greek mythology has gone by many different names, and her different names reflect her different sides. There's a side of Athena that's all wisdom, right? There's a side of Athena that's all strategy and war, and there's a side of Athena that's all connection to the land and connection to the trees and connection to the olives and to the fruit. And there's a side of Athena you have to remember. So, and this has been the challenge of becoming her. Okay, is Athena was not born of a sexual union. She was born of out of the head of her father Zeus, technically without the intervention of a female bloodline. Okay, it's really interesting, isn't it? So one of her monikers is Athena Parthenos, which means it refers to her virgin status. Athena was not born of a sexual encounter and is thought to be a virgin, so not to have had a sexual encounter. And I think the reason why there's been all this emphasis, and you may not even know this because everybody thinks Athena equals war. That's the very that's not a wise or introspective perspective on who she is. She's not just war, but she does have this virginal, pure, untainted, undiscovered, uninterrupted energy stream associated with her that gives her extra power, I think. At least it did in the eyes of the ancient Greeks. So Parthenon means house of Parthenos. And so the ancient Parthenon, cue siren, the ancient Parthenon was built really to house a statue of Athena Parthenos. And the statue of Athena Parthenos, it was built, by the way, between 447 and 432 BC. Let your mind wind around that for a minute. We're here in 2019. I know time is weird and it's not linear. But the statue and the Parthenon and the statue were built and housed together 447 to 432 BCE. The statue of Athena Parthenos that was inside the Parthenon was more expensive than the entire Parthenon temple itself, which is made of a cryptocrystalline material, interestingly enough. So it's got a very high resonance and vibration. The statue inside was made of gold and ivory. And so the cost to make the statue, to transport the statue, to bring the statue into the Parthenon was extremely high. And so the Parthenon itself was like this kind of cheap enclosure just made really to support and to house the Athena Parthenos statue. Okay, I'm going to read you my notes, and then I'm going to tell you what's not in my notes. Athena represents deep wisdom, intuitive knowledge, and the ability to see beyond illusions. The mantra for Athena is, show me what needs to be seen. And in order to work with Athena's medicine, you can't be afraid, because if you ask her to show you what needs to be seen, and then you retreat in fear, she won't show you. So if you say, no, I'm ready, show me, show me, show me, and then she shows you something and you're like, I don't want that, you won't get it anymore, right? Like, Athena's very aware, that energy is very aware of not overwhelming you. And even I'm like that a little bit. Like, I have people say, no, I want to do it. I want to have a big, massive journey. I want to do all the things. And then I introduce them to stuff and they're like, whoa, that was too much. And then I dial it back, right? Because we think we want, right? Well, Medusa, ultimately, right, Athena has Medusa on her shield because she triumphed over Medusa, right? So it's this whole thing of her victory over that brought Medusa to the front of her shield, right? I will talk more about that during session 4. I'm not getting into the shield tonight because it's not important for our journey, but it's everything related to the incense. So I'm saving that story, if you don't mind, for next week. Is that okay? Because that way I can teach you all about the shield and her relationship with Medusa and how that happened and why, all of that will come next week during session 4. They were vindictive, Danielle. So you're absolutely right? Well, it's true. I look at it that way too, Athena, because she said she blessed Medusa to keep her safe in the only way she could in the situation. I think that's true too, right? Okay. Cue siren. It's been an active afternoon here. What I've noticed about history is I want to tell you the whole story next time so that we build the incense from that awareness. But here's what I want to tell you. In history, be very wary when people tell you, it's almost like the Persephone Hades myth. You know what I mean? History likes to whitewash stories and have a victor and a loser. That's what history likes to have. History likes a clean outcome where someone wins and someone loses, where someone's bad and someone's good. You know what I mean? There's a hero and a villain. And that goes back to Joseph Campbell's, really his arc of mythology and how there's good and bad and yes and no. But the reality is, in mythology, it's way more complicated than that. Not everyone is good or bad. Not everyone is a hero or a villain, right? Some days you're more heroic and some days you're more of a villain, and it's not because you're a bad person or because you're a good person, it's because you're light and shadow together. And one of the things, it's true, well, it goes back to the hero's journey. I mean, if you haven't read Joseph Campbell, Hero with 1,000 Faces, and all of his other books, like at some point you need to go back. I can't recreate all of that literature for you, but it is foundational to the work that we do. And I do teach the hero's journey. It's this idea that like we all go through these phases where we are the hero and we are the villain. And if you try to escape that or simplify it, right? Dharma's both light and dark, to Athena's point. You're not one or the other. So mythology, though, and history likes to say someone won and someone lost. And be very wary of those narratives, because usually it's not as easy as that. It's more complex than that. But that's where the real juice of the stories are, right? So anyway, we'll come back to that next time. All right. Athena combines, like I said, discernment and wisdom. And here's the real medicine of Athena. And this is why I think this is going to be a pretty profound journey for you tonight if you allow it to be. So hear me when I tell you this. What Athena will teach you is this. And I'm saying this having lived in her skin for a long time, okay? Athena teaches us that sometimes you have to be for people what you will never receive. And that is the ultimate sacrifice. And the reason why tonight's journey is emotional for me is I've had to live that. I have had to consistently bring to people, give to people, write for people, offer to people, create for people, things that I know I will never have. I have to be a mom, the mom for my kids that I didn't have. So let me say that again. If you guys can integrate what I'm telling you right now, in some ways, you could just drop out of Soul Shift tonight. I mean, if I'm really serious, okay? You're gonna make me cry. I mean, this isn't just a class, right? Like, this is shit I'm working through. It's not easy. If you receive this medicine tonight, then you will finally make peace. And here's the thing, you guys. People think they're always going to get what they give. It's like a mantra in our society. If you give love, you're going to get it. If you give wisdom, you're going to get it. If you give tolerance, you're going to get it. If you give prosperity, you're going to get it. If you give hope, you're going to get it, right? That has been the opposite of my experience. My experience has been that I have to actively create for people what, to some extent, I know I will never have. It's interesting how this resonates with you, right? Okay, now you can look at that as sad, or you can, here's how I've chosen to look at it. Are you ready? Okay, but you can't go to the resentful place, Andrea Wilkie, because then that gets fucked up, okay? Well, let's talk about this. This is tonight's medicine, so let's spend a minute here, because then this journey is going to be all the more powerful for you if we can dig into this, okay? I may not get it in the way I think I should, or the way I think I could. I sometimes look at people and I'm like, that person is capable of more. That person could do that. That person doesn't have to behave like that, right? But the reality is, we are where we are. And Lauren gave me a donut in her emojis. Okay, so how do we breathe through this without resentment? That, again, if we unlock this, it's true, Andrew. It's true, Cindy. Okay, so everything that you're saying is accurate. Okay, like, I see your comments and you're absolutely right. And yes, Daphne, we should. But subconsciously, what I'm saying is this. Here's the root of unhappiness. Subconsciously, you're giving, and you're not supposed to have expectations of anything in return, and you know, but you're human. So you're like, why am I giving love to all these people and I'm not getting it back? Why am I giving joy to all these people and I'm not getting it back? Why am I giving blah to all these people, right? Candace is like, just talked about this in therapy an hour ago. Okay, so here's my 2 cents as human Athena, and then in 15 minutes you can talk to energetic Athena and see if she gives you a different message, okay? Here's my 2 cents. Because I am a very happy person, and I'm very satisfied in my life. I'm not an unhappy person, and I'm not unsatisfied in any way. I'm really, really grateful. Like, I feel so blessed. But do I get everything I give? I do not. I do not. I don't. But here's what I know for sure, okay? I get what I need. I get what I need. It's not always from the places I thought I was going to get it, okay? Have I gotten what I needed from my mom? No, okay? I never will. Have I gotten what I needed from her in other places and from myself? Yes. I'm not lacking. There aren't big holes in my heart. I don't cry myself to sleep at night, okay? Like, I'm not a sad person. But I have had to learn that I can't look in the specific directions that I think I'm going to get the thing and get the thing with any expectation. What I've learned is it should come from here, but it ends up coming from here, and that's okay. It should come from here, but it ends up coming from here, and that's great. So I have learned, and I'm not just talking about my mom, I'm talking about everything, right? Like, in my life is very full. But if I had expectations of people, I wouldn't be a happy person. Does that make sense to you? So when people come to me and they're like, my mom, never loved me, and my husband doesn't give me, and my, children don't this, the first thing I say to them is, so where else can those things come to you through? And are you open to receiving them in a different way? Athena has taught me that you can have wisdom only having one parent. Athena has taught me that you can create beauty in this world without ever having an intense, intimate relationship. She's the virgin. She's motherless, right? She doesn't need a man and she doesn't need a mother. And I'm sharing this with you guys, like, this is like super raw, like, welcome to my shit, okay? And so the last thing I'm going to tell you about this, okay, or no parents or whatever. So when I was born, a lot of you know this story, but I was born at 11:29 a.m. on August 9th, 1973 in Orange, California, to very unprepared parents. And on my birth certificate, they had to name me before they left the hospital. And so they wrote down Jennifer Hawley. Yes, you heard that correctly. They wrote down Jennifer Hawley. And my dad couldn't pronounce that. So my mom, threw a very hormonal fit in the hospital, was angry at him that he couldn't pronounce the name of his firstborn child. Okay? Really? You were born in Orange too? How crazy is that? I was born, right in the middle of Orange, California. So my mom said, great, well, what can you pronounce? In the way only a hormonal new mother would say it, right? What can you pronounce? And so they came up with Athena Irene, right? Athena Irene. And so I think you know that story because it's an old story. And so she said, great, he can pronounce, he's talking to the nurse, she's talking to the nurse, she's like, great, he can pronounce it, you go change it, this is Athena, great, we're done. And that's how I became named Athena. But after they left the hospital, they called Greece and let my grandmother, Fotini, know what my name was. And my grandmother broke down in tears. And she said, I never told, to my dad in Greek, she said, I never told you this story, but you had two aunts who died. And their names were Athena and Irene. And they died very close to each other. And we never talked about it. And you just named your daughter after both of them. And my grandmother said, you named her after the goddess of war and the goddess of peace. Did you know that? Like, they're competing names. And my dad said something like, I think she's able to hold both. So I hold the war and I hold the peace. I hold the light, I hold the shadow, I hold the anger, I hold the joy, I hold the resentment, I hold the... And so I can hold you, I can hold whatever shit you've got. I can hold what you can't hold. I can hold what the planet can't hold. And I think it's partly because I, through the grace of my dad, ended up with this really weird oxymoronic name. And that's why we're sitting here today, right? It's the yes, no. It's the both and. It's the light and shadow. It's the fact that war and peace are the same frequency. The difference is the choice. Do you engage the battle, or do you avoid the battle? Do you engage your wisdom, or do you deny your wisdom? You deny your wisdom, you're going to end up in battle. If you engage your wisdom, you won't. And the question becomes, do you want to fight? And one of the things I will tell you, and I want you to think first, like, even just close your eyes for a minute. And like I said, I'm taking a little more control of this journey tonight because I know where I'm going. This territory, this terrain is very familiar to me. Some people want to fight. Some people have been waiting for a fight for a long time. And so no matter how much wisdom, discernment, insight you give them, they are here to battle. And there's nothing you can do. And so what Athena has taught me is, in cases where people just want the fight, there's no use for wisdom. Does that make sense to you? There's no use. We call it wasting our breath. I love your comments, by the way. I'm reading them as I'm talking, right? Isn't that interesting? Athena Mac's middle name is Mary. Stop right there, Athena Mac, because I've got chills up my spine. Athena, the motherless. Mary, the ultimate mother. Reconcile that. Whereas my work is around war and peace, your work is about orphanhood and motherhood. The mothered and the motherless, right? Some people want the fight, and if they want the fight, let them have it. That's what I've learned. I back off. As soon as I see a situation where I know that all the people in that situation want is a fight, you will see me walk away. Every single time. And whether it happens in social media, whether it's happening on the news, whether it's happening anywhere in the world. There are conflicts in the world right now where people want me to take a stand on things. And what I have said back is, in cases where people want a fight, I will not engage. And even if the fight's not with me, even if the fight is with someone else, it's not my work. My work is to help those who want to avoid the battle, because they see that the physical confrontation, the energetic confrontation, is a waste of resources, that the real work happens on the energetic level. The real work happens in the strategy space. I can help those people. I can't help the people who want to battle. I won't. And it's very frustrating for people sometimes. Does that make sense to you guys? So one of the kind of crux decisions, fundamental decisions, if you will, that I want you to make tonight about yourself for this year, and really, you guys, if you, like I keep saying, and it sounds like the dumbest thing to say to you, like, if you get this, you don't need me for the rest of the year. But I'm telling you, tonight is pivotal damn wisdom for you. I mean, sometimes I need to have a big old wake-up call with you guys and say, it kind of comes down to this. Are you going to fight for the sake of fighting, or are you going to seek wisdom and discernment and work it on the energetic level? Because if you want to fight with your partner, with your kids, with your landlord, with your mother, with your community, with your state, with your country, with your world, with your water, with your resources, if you want to do that, then the best I can do is give you like a direction maybe, but I can't. You're going to do what you're going to do, and that instinct to just battle it out is never leads to the best possible outcome, because you can't plant a beautiful tree without soil. There has to be something fertilizing it other than hate and other than conflict and other than just pure desire to do battle. There has to be something else. Do you know what I mean? So if you're there, I won't judge you, but tonight's journey is not going to help you, because Athena's not really here. And this is where I want to tell you, when people say, oh, she's the goddess of war, one of the reasons I actually engage in that conversation with people to this day, like, oh, you're named after the goddess of war, and I have to teach them, I'm named after the goddess of strategy. And a strategist will tell you this: if you go to battle, you lost already. If you're fighting with your hands, with your words, you lost already. And I can't help you, because you've already gone to the lowest possible denominator, and there I can't be a source of support for you, right? The goal is to avoid war. Lao Tzu would tell you that too. I mean, it's the most famous, The Art of War, right? In Chinese literature. I taught that to my leadership students. The goal of war is to avoid war. So those who go into battle consciously, I'm not there to serve them. But those who are there to engage on another level, on the energetic level, to shift the frequencies, to look ahead and see, how do we avoid armed conflict? How do we get to a good energetic outcome that serves everyone, where all the collective highest good is served? If that's your goal, then I am here to support that. Does that make sense? Strategic healing, look at that. April Bobier, right? Like, I'm taking a breath right there. Strategic healing. Isn't that beautiful? Where I'm headed next year, just so you know, and every day I get closer to like finalizing what Soul Shift is going to look like next year, it's moving in this direction. It's about strategy. It's about leadership. It's about leading your life. It's about leading your family. It's about leading your spiritual practice and your own spiritual development. It's about taking responsibility. And it's about using the tools that you do have at your disposal to kind of architect, right? Design a life, as opposed to fall into something. So there's going to be a POP 2.0 next year. I'm moving in and out of what it looks like, but just so you know, that's why, because I think we need strategy, direction, and focus, and probably more in 2020 than we've ever needed it before, right? I love that Lisa said heroic grace. Oof. Okay, so back to my notes. Okay. In addition to Athena, you might be visited tonight by Owl, who is her spirit animal, right? That's right. And Athena Max said, there are people who will fight no matter what. I'm here to hold space for what's left after the birth pains are through. I can help you pick up the pieces, but I can't help you fight that war. I'll be just like Athena Mac. I'll be there afterward to help you figure out what's next, but I can't be there. Because if I'm in the middle of the battle with you, I'm going against my own best wisdom. Does that make sense? I can't, in order to, Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. And in order for me to be true to myself, I can't go into battle. And so if I go into battle with you, I'm going against my own highest guidance. It's very interesting, isn't it? Okay. So she, like I said, the owl is her totem, represents the ability to see in the darkness. Owl can see equally well during the day and at night. And so tonight, too, I want you to think about, can you see equally well in lightness and in darkness? And if not, where do you need to cultivate your night vision? Or where do you need to sharpen your day vision, right, in order to get clearer about that? I'm so glad that Ms. Lucky asked me that question, because this is Nike. This is Nikkei, which is the root name of the word Nicole, or the name Nicole, the name Nicholas. I named my son Nicholas after my father, who's named Nikos, which is a derivative of Nikkei, Nike, which is the inspiration for the company Nike. Okay. Nike, the goddess, is called Winged Victory. She's a headless goddess. And this statue was made for me by the man I was supposed to marry before I met Dave. Interestingly enough, he had it's a little broken from moving all these years, but I still love it so much. And I'm very close to that man still. Dave and I both are. And I'll tell you that story really quickly. I'll take a minute to tell you that, because it's really, really, it's powerful for tonight, of all nights, for you to notice this statue, because it's been in the classroom since we moved here. So Athena, Nike was Athena's partner goddess. Athena was strategy and Nike was success, right? Nike is the goddess of success. And so she's called Winged Victory. And so my ex-fiance Don had this statue made for me in San Francisco, where he went to law school. And so I was with him throughout the time that he went to law school. Isn't it beautiful? What's interesting about this statue and about that relationship is really a story of how everything happens the way it's supposed to, right? So I was engaged to marry that man, when I was 25. I met Dave at 25, which was 2000. No, that was 99 was when I met Dave. Yeah, because it's been 20 years, right? Yeah. So, yeah, I was with Don all the way through law school. So he went to law school in San Francisco. And I flew up every weekend to San Francisco to be with him during his whole law school trip. He took out a separate student loan to fund my travel up to be with him every weekend because he couldn't come down to see me, and we had a long distance relationship. So anyway, long story short, he went to Hastings Law School in San Francisco, if you know where that is. So I met Dave, and I knew I was supposed to be with Dave and have children with Dave and the whole thing. Like, the instant I met Dave, I knew it. Okay, but Dave was very young, and it was just a whole thing. Okay, and so it was really funny because I had already started to kind of break up with Don, but it was like back and forth. And when I met Dave, I knew for sure I was supposed to be with him. So I really officially let Don go. And, but I was engaged. I had a ring, everything, right? I'd given him his ring back. It turns out, so Don's mom, just really quick story, Don's mom, I'm still friends with Don. And like I said, Dave is too. Don is a close family friend of ours. Don's mom is Japanese, and she lived through Hiroshima. In fact, if she had gone to school the day the bomb was dropped, she would have been killed. But she wasn't feeling well, so she stayed home from school, and her house was far enough away from the bomb site that she had radiation poisoning, but she survived. Okay? This is such a crazy story. So it turned out that Don could not have children. But we didn't know that when I was engaged. Okay? Crazy town, you guys. And I really did love him. He's a good soul, a good human being, and I was with him for a long time. So years later, we found this out, that he couldn't have children. And Don has said to Dave that he's so grateful for Dave because he really does believe I was supposed to have children, and he could never have given them to me. Isn't that incredible? And I remember there was a moment where I remember my spirit guides asking me in my early 20s, do you want to have children? And I remember saying, I do. I want to have children. And it was so funny watching the universe move Dawn out and bring Dave in. And it was like, it was because I was supposed to have children. I would never have had children if I had stayed with Dawn. Isn't it incredible? And then, so they love each other. Dawn and Dave get along famously. And Dawn he's my Pisces. Dawn was my Pisces, right? It's a beautiful story, and he's a beautiful human being. And even to this day, if we ever have legal questions, like, he's our on-call counsel. Anyway, I'm telling you all of this, and it's a really, really beautiful, powerful story. But it really reminds you that you are where you need to be. And then my dad didn't have sons. I have an older brother, but he's a stepbrother. And so my name, Paracas, was going to die with me, with my dad, right? And so, but Dave has a brother, a half-brother, who carries on his last name. So when we had kids, Dave said, what about naming the kids after your dad? I'm going to cry. Because I have a brother, and there will be other descendants of my last name, but your dad didn't have boys. And so if we don't name and none of the brothers and sisters had boys. No one. They all had girls. And so my son, his last name is Paracas because Dave gifted that to him. So not only would I not have children, but my entire family line would have not survived if it wasn't for Dave. So if you ever wonder, like, why do you love that man so much? Or like, you know, you guys have been through weird shit. Like, why do you? I know. He didn't just love me. You know what I mean? So both my kids have my name, and the name continues. And it's a beautiful name because my dad's an incredible human being. So, okay. I've got a journey tonight. I know. Well, I told Nick, I told him, I said, listen, no pressure. But here's the thing, and here's what's really crazy. In Journey, I met my grandchildren. And I've already met my grandchildren. And they're beautiful. So I don't ask Nick whether he's going to have kids because I've already met him. And they're amazing. So, anyway, okay. Woo. Now, our mantra for tonight feels like a good transition. But now you know so much now about me that maybe helps me make more sense to you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the stories behind the stories that really that are the magic in people's lives. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you, oh, I think my husband loves me unconditionally, and you might say, well, how do you know that? It's the actions that people do in life that really show you who they are. And I'm lucky enough to have been loved that much by two different men. One who loved me enough to let me go so that I could become a parent. And the other who loved me enough to continue my line. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm a mere mortal, and I don't even think I deserve all that. So that's a really beautiful thing. And now it's hailing where Candace is, right? Oh, okay. Our mantra for tonight is Ong Namo. O-N-G. Say it with me. I know, it's beautiful to cry with you guys a little bit. I mean, they're sweet tears. It's not sadness. Like, all as it's meant to be, right? Ong Namo. O-N-G-N-A-M-O. I'm going to explain it to you right now. Are you ready? Because it's all connected to this. Om Namo is a mantra that calls in the divine forces of creativity and wisdom. And it activates, I want to read this specifically to you. It activates the highest possible consciousness in you to receive the energy. Close your eyes, okay? Well, let me just tell you that my little Pisces, who's not such a little Pisces, he's an incredibly gifted attorney, but he cried a little too much for my taste. I like a man who doesn't cry, I have to tell you. I'm such a double fire that when people cry, it's like, I'm always like, are you really crying about this? And he did cry. But anyway. I was good medicine to him for the time that we were together. It activates the highest possible consciousness for you to be able to receive guidance. Ong Namo. Ong Namo. Okay? So that's right, as we recite this mantra 108 times tonight with your mala, and if you don't have a mala, it's okay, just go with me and I'll keep you on track. Ong Namo. Ong Namo. Ong Namo. Ms. Lucky did it for me. Ong Namo. Or Team SG can repeat it for you too. O-N-G-N-A-M-O. Ong Namo. Ong Namo. Are you ready? Activating the highest possible frequency, the highest possible consciousness. Reflect on the story I just told you. That is the universe playing a chess game, right? You can't have children, you move out. You can have children, you move in, right? Like, if you really trust the universe and surrender, it will move the chess pieces. But you have to recognize that a loss sometimes is a gain. It's hard to see in the moment, especially if it goes against your human desires. Does that make sense? Are you ready? Ong Namo. 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 Om Namo, 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, so tonight, as we journey in for the next 15 minutes or so, I'm in a host, so it is. I want you to set an intention now for how you will work with the energies and the frequencies that we are calling in. Where in your life do you need not just wisdom, not just what do I do, but discernment? How do I do it? Who do I connect with? What energy streams do I call in? How do I receive wisdom and creativity and support in this way? Is it with your, good night, Stephanie? Is it with your family? Do you need more wisdom, more understanding, more discernment at home? Is it at work? April says my whole life, right? Where do you need it? Is it at home? Is it with the kids? Is it at work? Is it with your partner, right? Is it with another kind of relationship that maybe, needs that level of clarity and that level of insight? Is it about your health, right? Christina says, where am I going? Colin goes, career and soul path intersection. How do I do what I'm here to do? All right. Work and soul mission for Nonya. It's beautiful. Santa Priya said, definitely family right now. I feel like I'm 0 in the family area. Give yourself a little more credit than that. That's my spirit guides are telling me to tell you. Woo. Financial control, right? Relationships that aren't romantic. Maybe it's with friendships sometimes. It's been friendships with me before too. So sometimes it isn't just your primary relationship. It isn't just your kids. Like, this can be around everything. Your soul mission, career, health, journey, right? Relationships of all kinds. Right? Dawn asked, how do I make forgiveness happen? That I was shown in February for my husband. How do you create space for that? Right? How do you start a new life for Melissa? Right? How do you create financial stability for Delia? And for Gina, it's family and life path. And Crystal's like, how about everything, right? Ursula asked, how do I self-source and not be dependent on any external resources? Athena can help with that. Athena's not interested in people who don't take care of themselves. Like, Athena's whole thing is self-sufficiency, which has been shitty as a way to live, because my whole life, because I'm her, I don't get to rely on anybody. As soon as I rely on anybody, they tend to get removed, right? So I've learned, like, if I really want to have people in my life, I can't be reliant. It's not a gift that I'm allowed to enjoy. I can give that to people, but I can't receive it. Okay. So big stuff tonight that we working with. But it's time. We're ready. We ready? We've been working for this. That's right. Well, and I meet you guys there, like Candace is saying, we have similar situations around relying on others. Revel in it. Tonight's about learning to provide for yourself what you need. I'm so blessed to be here with you guys. You can resent where you are, or you can find strength in it, and you have a choice tonight. And I'm going to advise you not to resent it. I'm a lot stronger than a lot of women I know, because I stand on my own 2 feet. Sometimes that's lonely and sad and hard, but any day of the week I'd rather be where I am. I control my own destiny, yeah? So get your rattle, get your drum, smack your booty, whatever you got tonight. I don't care, I can't see you, so if you want to smack your booty and shake it like a rattle, you can do what you gotta do. Tonight you rise like the goddess of wisdom and strategy and discernment, the goddess who had no mother. Learn to be the mother. The goddess who had no partner. Learn to be her partner. And Guardians of the East, we welcome you into the ceremony space tonight, opening new doorways and pathways of possibility for us tonight, teaching us to work with our emotions and our thoughts in a new way. Athena teaches you that pity is not the goal. You don't have to feel sorry for you. You're the hero of your own story. No one's coming to save you, because you're going to save yourself. And Guardians of the East, we thank you for teaching us how to move into this space of sovereignty without feeling afraid or sorry for ourselves. Writing a new script for that inner monologue. We welcome you into the ceremony space. And Guardians of the South, Fire Gateway tonight, show us the passion of Athena, how strong she can be, steadfast in her strength. Show us the many faces of her passion, her focus, and her intensity. Show us where her strength comes from. We welcome you into the ceremony space. Guardians of the West, teach us how to shed our tears like Athena sheds them. It's not an outward shedding, it's an inward shedding. Letting old emotions pass through tonight, old stories about what it means to be strong, what it means to be wise, old stories that have you dependent on other people, not trusting your own wisdom. of the North, keepers of wisdom. Tonight I want you to redefine wisdom for yourself. Is wisdom really in books? Is wisdom really something that you learn? Is wisdom something that you remember? In Guardians of the North, we receive this fatherly, grandfatherly medicine tonight, keeping us stable, centered as we do our work together. We welcome you into the ceremony space. Guardians of the upper world, angelic gateways. Guardians of the middle world, the here and now. Guardians of our sisterhood and our brotherhood here in Soul Shift. Guardians of the lower world. Guardians of the ancestral bones, the ley lines and vortex points, and helping us plug in tonight to access all places and all sources of power across our planet tonight. Drawing wisdom and discernment from the four directions, the four corners, the above, the below. We welcome in the guardians of the vertical gateways to be present with us tonight in ceremony as well. Guardians of the horizontal gateways, guardians of the vertical gateways. You are here. You are here. You are here. Staying right where you are. Woo. Rolling your shoulders back, keeping your eyes closed if that feels good. So I'm going to start our journey off just walking you through it verbally, and then I'll come back in with the drum and take you a little bit deeper. But I want to begin tonight. I want you to lift up your arms and I want you to spread your wings. Like I said, tonight I want to consciously invite you to fly with me. Fly with me east. Fly with me home to Greece. Fly with me back to that mother civilization where once women ruled. We weren't just priestesses. We were matriarchs. No course of destiny in Greece was ever finalized without a female fingerprint, without a female authorization, without female leadership. No decisions ever made, no land ever built, no parts of the land expanded into, no structures built or created without female authorship. So I want to invite you back to my homeland tonight. I want to invite you to enjoy it as if it's your own. I want you to drink the wine from the chalice. I want you to enjoy the olives from the tree. I want you to feel connected to everything that is that land. It's grounded, it's earthy, it's beautiful, it's timeless. It has seen destruction and recreation and destruction and recreation, so it embodies these cycles of time and life and magic and beauty and potential, expansion, wisdom. And so as you fly and let your soul just expand itself across the breezes, I want you to imagine yourself landing in the middle of Athens itself, one of the original civilizations on this planet, but really born of Atlantis, born of ancient medicine, born of ancient wisdom, born of ancient destruction. Athens holds the yes and the no, the light and the shadow, the death and the rebirth. And so as you land in Athens, I want you to feel your wings come down and rest upon you. I want you to feel your feet on the earth. And I want you to ground yourself in this ancient place. And I want you to imagine lifting your gaze and standing before the Parthenon itself. It's a beautiful temple, gorgeous columns carved out of the most sparkling, beautiful cryptocrystalline Parian marble, cold to the touch and yet sparkling, looking like a structure built out of heaven itself. And as you approach the Parthenon, which is Athena's home, I want you to take a moment and really crystallize your intention. What can Athena offer to you that would be useful to you right now? She has so many faces. She has a face that's a virgin, can help you heal your mother wound, can teach you how to be your own mother, can teach you how to be completely independent and resilient and not needing anyone for anything at any time. And you can tap into her tonight for that independence if you need it. She'll teach you how. There's another face of Athena that is the goddess of strategy. How do I get where I'm trying to go? I'm here, I want to get there, how do I do it? And so you can tap into that energy stream tonight and ask Athena, how do I build my business? How do I improve my marriage? How do I get myself out of this weird situation that I'm in? How do I develop a closer relationship with my children without pushing them away? How do I? Because Athena is the how. She's not just the what, she's the how. So if you feel like you know what to do, but you don't know how to do it, that's another face of Athena that she can meet you with tonight. So she can teach you how to be independent. She can teach you how to be sovereign. She can teach you how to achieve your goals. Not just what to do, but how to do it. And so I want you to clarify right now which face of Athena you seek tonight. Do you seek the motherless, empowered goddess who has become her own mother in service of her soul's development? Or do you seek the strategist who can show you the A, B, C, D of how to get from where you are to where you want to be in a good way? Or do you seek the advisor role from Athena? Maybe you want more of her. She serves as almost like an auntie or an advisor. What do you think of this? Can I bounce this off of you? There's very much like an advisor component to her because she seeks to support you. So maybe you need more of her support, sisterly aspect tonight. So clarify your intention right now. You can speak it out loud. You can hold it in your mind. Where can Athena support you the best right now? And maybe you need it all. Maybe you need support and direction and independence. Maybe you don't want to rely on anybody and you want to know how to get where you need and you don't want to do it alone, which is everything that Athena can offer you in this place and time. And then last but not least, I want you to commit to receiving tonight. Can you receive that guidance? Can you receive that direction? Can you receive that call to your own independence once and for all? Can you receive that support that is unselfish, that doesn't want anything in return, just wants to witness you? Can you receive? Can you receive? Can you receive? So I want you to imagine, now that your intention is clear, we're going to enter the temple together. It's the first time I've ever entered the Parthenon with any of my online communities. So this is really exciting tonight. So I want you to imagine now standing at the base of the stairs at the Parthenon. If you've never been, it's an imposing structure and it's a little bit steep and slippery. You got to watch your step. So I want you to imagine now standing at the base of those stairs and beginning to climb the stairs up to the temple where we will meet the statue of Athena herself. And with each step you take, I want you to claim your independence, claim your wisdom, claim your discernment, claim the support that you need with each step. I claim my independence, I claim my sovereignty, I claim my wisdom, I claim discernment, I claim support. You are not walking this path alone. And as you climb and climb and climb, at the very top you will enter and you will see, rising literally before you, that incredible statue of Athena herself. And as you lift your gaze and as you look at her, as you embrace her image, I want you to feel the thousands of years of everyone who's ever walked this path, climbed these steps, gazed upon that statue with these same desires and intentions. I want you to feel all of that time and that power and that energy coursing through your veins. And like I said, I don't care if you're from Greece or not. Tonight I want you to completely receive this lineage medicine. Open your heart to it. I share it freely with you. It is my medicine, my lineage, and I share it with you because I want you to experience it. I believe it can be yours too. And for many of you, it was yours, whether you know it or not. Your body may never have been there or been birthed from there, but I bet your soul was. And if it wasn't from there, you bet you had some lineage back to Atlantis or Lemuria. So you have a connection back to this place, whether you acknowledge it or anyone else acknowledges it or not. So tonight is just a grand invitation for you to step in. And Athena, as we approach you, I first want to say thank you to you for choosing me to carry for seeing me worthy enough to carry this name, for the blessings that it has brought upon my life in many ways. And I want to thank you for receiving all of us this evening with open arms, these gifts of wisdom and discernment that you give so freely. And now as I begin to drum, I want you to imagine yourself. You might decide to sit down in front of that statue and cross your legs and come into full pose and just receive. You might decide to bring your hands to prayer pose in front of you. You might decide to lay down and stretch out your arms in front of you. You might decide to lay back and really stretch out your arms and legs and just receive. But I want you to imagine that you are in front of her and just receiving her energy in the transmission tonight of wisdom, discernment, strategy, and direction and support. And I want you to open every cell in your body to receive this tonight. Imagine every cell in your body vibrating to receive all of these energies tonight because they're ready for you. And if you say yes to this and you do this work tonight, I promise you this will be the shift that a lot of you have been looking for. Goddess reminding you of your own wisdom tonight. a battle. The war is over. War has been something that men have used for thousands of years to hold power over each other. How can you begin to use your powers of wisdom to share power with each other? Not power over, power with. And so ask her questions tonight. Athena likes specific questions. How do I handle that situation with my husband? What do I do with my friend? How do I show up as a wiser parent to my children? How do I steward my aging parents? I can't think of a single question you can't ask her tonight. Ask her for the planet. What's a good path forward? For our planet. To heal and to conserve our natural resources. And take these questions back down through your lineage tonight. Some of you are fighting ancestral battles. Same wisdom applies there. How do you turn a fight into a negotiation, into a conversation, where everyone walks away with a good exchange? At home, this means everybody wins. You get what you need. Your partner gets what your partner needs. Your children get what they need in a good way. How do we create good exchange, Athena? It's okay to ask Athena to help shift your perspective. To ask her to learn how to see through her gray eyes. In the Odyssey and the Odyssea in ancient Greek, she's called the gray-eyed. Teach us, Athena, how to see through your eyes. Equity and fairness. Mutual responsibility, negotiation. grudges, resentment, anxiety. So with my wand, I'm gathering up all of those frequencies, and I'm going to open a portal space right now. And Athena, please serve as guardian of this portal as I open this space to release anything that isn't in alignment with your frequency. Tonight we call upon your wisdom, your strategy, your discernment, your knowledge, your serenity, your calmness, your poise, your confidence. We call upon all of those properties that we associate with Athena. Right outcomes, judicious completion to any kind of long out, drawn out challenges you might be facing. Athena can solve all of that very quickly. So tonight we open this portal. Athena, we ask you to stand as guardian. And tonight I want you to send down any energies in your life that are preventing you from connecting with what we're working with tonight. So we're going to send down confusion, conflict, war, destruction energies down. And in the feed, anything you want to release into this portal, now is the time. Anything that's preventing you from wisdom, from connection, from discernment, from justice. And that looks like fear, anxiety, ego. Like I always say, the highest good as opposed to the highest good. What are you sending? Anger by fear, by resentment, by fear of failure, by sadness, procrastination. And Athena, please receive. I can always tell when we're releasing because my arm gets itchy. Athena, please receive these energies on our behalf. Down it goes. Anything guilt, fat, hesitation, hoarding, fear, self-doubt, impatience, procrastination. Yeah, fat's in there. Because if you've got, fat is just stored everything that we're talking about. It's you eating these feelings as opposed to learning how to compost them, right? We're composting now. So don't eat this. You've got to send it down there. Down it goes. Right? Limiting beliefs, everything negative, feeling not worthy, grief, expectations, more fat. That's great. Bye. Attachment, brain injury from Larissa, inadequacies, judgments, expectations, pain, everything going down. Bye. You're not holding other people's stuff now. Bitterness, bye. Fat is just hardened energy. Bye. Stop eating it. Stop feeding it. And so, Athena, we ask that you take these vibrations from us to release them from our field. And we ask that you replace that energy in our field, in our consciousness, in our hearts, in our minds. We ask that you replace it with confidence, with peace, with balance, with a grounded, centered knowing, with wisdom. Confusion by from Deb, negative energy, other people's opinions by, all the stuff from Dawn by, guilt and shame by, knee pain from Rosie. I'll send my sciatic pain and also my left shoulder and left elbow pain. Okay. Are you ready to close the portal? Not taking on other people's anxiety from Danielle, addictive personality, inability to love yourself by, putting pressure on yourself, right? Raising the, and so, right, and trauma by, pettiness by, laziness by, foot pain by, wrist and hand pain by, all pain. So I want you to notice where you have pain in your body right now. Take 2 seconds to do this with me. I know we're over time, but it's worth it. Notice where you have any discomfort in your body at all right now. Numbness, tingling, pain, whatever, discomfort. And it goes down. I want you to send it from its source down the portal right now. And we also give permission, if you do, to your spirit guides to locate sources of disease, even early disease, and remove those and send them down. Yeah? Down, down, down. Addiction of any kind, addiction to cigarettes, anything that you're addicted to, alcohol, shopping, food, whatever, bye. And so, right, boo, bye, Cancer, bye. Everything out, bye. Everything out, bye. Right? Everything's gone. And so now we seal the portal counterclockwise. Athena, we ask that you stand guard as we close this portal, sealing all of those energies out of our fields, sending them down into the center of the earth where they could be transformed and transmuted into usable white light. Athena, we give you permission to send those energies where they're needed, either back to us in healed form or out to the planet where it needs to go instead. And we just trust your wisdom. We give thanks for your guidance. Amen, aho, and so it is. Oof. It's good stuff tonight, you guys. I mean, I really hope you felt that release, because it's very real. If you let it go, it's gone. Like, that's a very real process. And it's beautiful. Yeah, you get itchy. So itching is how you know, by the way, if you felt the itching, that's really good, because it meant it was literally leaving your body. Did you feel it? Whenever I itch, I'm like, yes. You get itchy, you get tingly, right? So good. And I want you, every time I close a portal, I teach you these things because I also like to teach you the how. Every time I close a portal, the way it looks to me is like, have you ever like dug a hole in soil and then gone back over and kind of smoothed it with your hand? You ever done that? I plant things a lot. When I close a portal, I imagine like smoothing soil, like I filled it all up with soil and I'm smoothing the soil over with my hand, but I'm really seeing the earth closed. And that's what you really want, because you want to make sure that everything is left within the earth, because the earth will, it's hucha, right? It's compostable energy. It's energy that the universe can take back from you. And when it leaves your body, you get itchy and tingly. Isn't that fun? It's so good. I mean, that is a clearing to end all clearings. Aho. And so, well, and you may need to take a nap, Lisa. I mean, depending on how much you sent down, that's a lot of energy. So if you get tired after ceremony like this, when we've moved ancestral stuff tonight. So if you need a nap, take a nap. Even if it's like a 10-minute nap. You know what I mean? If you feel like you're floating like Tina does, I'm going to ground you right now, but just know like you released a lot. If you drink a lot of water tonight, you will really, really, really feel the release of those toxins tomorrow. It's almost like getting a really good massage, except nobody touched you. It's so good. Yeah, cook a good meal tonight, take a salt bath, you know what I mean? Have sex or something. Like, get in your body a little bit tonight. After we're done, it'll help you integrate the wisdom of all of this. And smell yourself again. I swear to God, I love that perfume so much. I'm literally about to just rub it on my clothing. Are you itchy? So itch it, but here's the thing. If you are itching, notice what side you're itching on and continue to send it down. Send it through. Because if you're itching, it's still in your body, so send it out. Just set the intention. Watch it come out of your fingertips, because you don't want to hold that energy in your body. You should eat after this. Even if it's just a little something, a little cheese, a little fruit, a little something light, but you should eat a meal after this. And you don't have to come back if you don't want to, but if you want to eat, it will help you. And so, spirit guides, we thank you for coming close tonight to help us do this really intense work. Athena, I give thanks to you personally for being such a steady guide in my life for all of these years. I didn't choose you, but I am grateful for you. I would choose you if I could now. I'm grateful to my parents for choosing you for me, even under really funny circumstances. I thank you for a dad who couldn't pronounce any American names, so I had to have something authentic. I'm grateful for that. And so, guardians of the lower world, we thank you for connecting us to our ancestors tonight. We thank you for helping us transport ourselves all the way to Greece. And as you come back into your body now, I want you to imagine flying yourself all the way back tonight, from the steps of the Parthenon all the way back to California, to New York, to Pennsylvania, to Canada, to South Africa, to New Zealand, wherever you are this evening, asking that the angels deliver you safely back to your home location. Put your feet on the floor as you come back into your body. Guardians of the lower realm, we ask that you help to tether us, connect us, get us back into our physical bodies and our physical spaces. Feeling the strength of the ancestors rise up in you as they acknowledge the incredible work you did tonight to heal your lineage, to heal past, present, and future. We release you with gratitude. Guardians of the middle world, help us to come back into this present moment, this here and now place. Land of the rising and setting sun, help us to be back in our bodies, back in our homes, back in the room, back touching our tables and our amulets and our tools and being fully present in this moment. Thank you for our community who journeys with us and witnesses us. I ask that you bless everyone. Guardians of the middle world, I ask that you bless every person in Soul Shift. And I'll extend that blessing to all of our sabbatical beloveds too, just asking that you bless everybody in our communities tonight with this wisdom, discernment, and empowerment energy. Help every single person tonight to find their way back to their sovereignty in a way that also honors and acknowledges where they've come from and where they're going in a good way. We release you. Guardians of the upper world, we give thanks for angelic wisdom and visions. We give thanks for Akashic guidance. We give thanks for past life wisdom activated tonight, a deeper knowing about where we've come from so that we can understand where we're going. We release you with gratitude. Guardians of the North, grandfather energy, we give thanks for your protection, stability, encouragement. We release you with gratitude. Guardians of the West, grandmother and mother energy, we give thanks for nurturing tonight. We give thanks for remembering that we can. This is the big wisdom of tonight. What Athena has taught me is it doesn't matter. When people say, well, I didn't have a mother. Well, I don't have a partner. Well, I didn't have children. Well, I didn't have a father. I look at them with all candor and say, it does not matter. Because now you know that you can be all of that for yourself. And how empowering is that? So Guardians of the West, thank you for teaching us, as Athena has taught me, that you can mother yourself, father yourself, parent yourself, child yourself. We don't need to wait for someone to save us anymore. In fact, we're here to save this planet. We really are. So now's the time to get whole, to get integrated, to stop complaining about what you didn't have, and to recognize that you are whole and complete just as you are. We release you with gratitude. Guardians of the South, thank you for helping us unlock this key to our own transformation. What an empowering thought that you don't need to wait for anybody or anything to do this work. Isn't it incredible? We give thanks for transformation energies tonight and release you with gratitude. And then Guardians of the East, this really is a new day, a new perspective. We give thanks for our ability to understand and connect with each other across space and time. We give thanks for new possibilities in our relationship with ourselves. Imagine if you really went back into your life after this and never expected anybody to complete you ever again. So your partner doesn't need to complete you. Your parents don't need to complete you. Your children don't need to complete you. Your boss doesn't need to complete you. You are a whole package. So tonight we hold space for that beauty, and we give thanks to the Guardians of the East for that message this evening. We release you with gratitude. What would it really mean to you to be completely self-sufficient in your life? It would mean the end of resentment. I just want you to entertain the thought. And then the last thing I want to say to you, then we can talk about bras, but I want to complete this thought. The work we're doing tonight heals the planet. When I walk around this building, when I walk around the grocery store, when I walk around my life, all I see most of the time are people they're like Swiss cheese. You can almost see the holes in them. The hole from when their mother left them at 5, and the hole when their partner divorced them at 35, and the hole when their kids moved out, and the hole when they're like Swiss cheese. And so life for them becomes this endless process of trying to fill the holes. And they try one thing, and then they try to fill the holes with another person. They try to fill the holes with stuff, and they try to fill the holes with food, and it's like, that's an endless cycle. Don't be Swiss cheese. Tonight, if you let tonight do its medicine for you, it will fill those holes with the right medicine. And you won't go out in the world asking, could that fill me? Could that love me? Could you fix me? You know what I mean? And so the more whole and healed people that we send out into the world, and you model that for other people, you don't have to teach them or tell them anything. They're going to see it embodied in you and be like, I just want more of that. And energetically, you'll be able to beam that knowing and that resonance to them. And you won't even have to say anything. That's quantum healing. If you want to know what quantum healing is, right? No, Ursula Black, that was one of the first books I read to my kids, is Are You My Mother? The Dr. Seuss book, right? And it's just a shitty, sad book if you think you're still looking for your mother. And I remember just sitting there reading it to my kids going, are you my mother? It was so dysfunctional, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't healed yet, even when my kids were small. Now I'm like, I'm my mother, right? So let's be a beautiful cheddar. Let's be a nice Gouda. Let's be a nice feta. What's a non-holy cheese? Right? Like, we're going to be a nice complete cheese after that, right? But I remember sitting there going, this is a really sad book. And my kids are like, I mean, to them it wasn't sad, right? A nice pepper jack or a creamy brie or a juicy mango, right? Maybe what about mango cheddar? They have that at Trader Joe's. Anyway, you know, a nice mozzarella or camembert. I'm a cheeseaholic, so you pick your poison. Aho. And so Athena Mack has a great question, and it might be a good place for us to complete this circle of tonight's journey, because her question is, how do we balance self-sufficiency with still being part of a loving collective? Okay, so that's what I do with you, okay? I can't do this work with you if I'm Swiss cheesy, because what's going to end up happening is, consciously or subconsciously, I'm going to be looking for you to fill me up, okay? So I'm really glad you asked that question. When you heal, you are able to you're able to show up fully to the work of your life, because you are bringing 100% of your energy to those spaces. You're not bringing 75% or 25%, right? And so I don't come to you giving you something, but automatically expecting something in return. I come to you bearing energy, and I don't need you to give it back to me. It's nice if you do, but I don't need it, because I'm doing my work. Do you know what I mean? And so I think that is the core of it, is that you can only be a loving part of a collective if you've done this work. Otherwise, consciously or subconsciously, you perpetuate dysfunction. Does that make sense? Wounded people who try to mobilize a collective end up projecting their own wounds onto that collective. Let me say that again. Wounded people who try to connect to or mobilize a collective end up projecting their wound onto that collective, and subconsciously expecting the collective to fix that for them. Okay? Potentially, yes, Daphne Weaver. She said, could we be filling those spaces where there's crap if we're not healing, right? So it's true. And it can look really subtle. I mean, that's where you get narcissism and all of these, like, wanting power to feel powerful, wanting healing to feel the rush of healing. And so I think the most important thing we can do, Rosie said she's going to have goat cheese tonight with red wine, right? Just no Swiss. That's all I'm saying. But I think I don't have all the answers. Athena Mac, obviously, like I still feel like I'm still figuring this out. But the best answer I have for you is this is the pathway to healing the collective. Each one of us has to go in and say, I've got this wound over here, I've got that wound over here, I've got this wound up here, and fill those holes with integrity, energetically, in a functional way that doesn't expect other people to solve your problems for them, for you. And then I think you show up to the collective in a way where it's like, I'm here to be of service, but I'm not doing it subconsciously hoping you give me back something, because you'll have internalized the medicine of tonight. And I want to go all the way back to the beginning, right? We can talk more about the frequency too, but I want to go back to the beginning of what we talked about tonight. And I'm going to leave you with this. Mary's itching. So Mary, release the energy. In fact, if you're really itching, the best thing you can do is take a stone, use your breath, and bury it. So put all of the energy of everything that you're releasing, because it just means you're releasing a lot. Doesn't mean anything bad. If you're itching, you're releasing, okay? So take a stone that you're not going to miss, even a chip stone. Doesn't matter what size it is. Or take a leaf and blow all the energy that what you're releasing tonight, and go outside right now and just bury it in the earth. But get it out of your body. Does that make sense? It's really important not to hold it. Integrity is not expecting something in return for everything you give. And so that's the medicine of tonight. And like I said at the beginning, being named after this after this motherless matriarch has taught me that the journey of one's life can be giving what you don't have. And there's beauty in that. There's beauty in that. And recognizing that what you don't get through the channels you think you're going to get it from actually can come to you from other channels, from other means, if you're open to that. Because it's just energy. So your mothering stuff doesn't come from your mom. Who cares? The universe can mother you. Pachamama can mother you. So your fathering didn't come from your dad. Okay. Let the guardians of the north father you and grandfather you. So you didn't, you never had a partner. You don't know what unconditional physical love looks like. Okay. Let the universe, let the plants, let the crystals, let the heart-opening medicines show you what unconditional love looks like. Does it have to come from the place you expect? And then when all your holes are full, that's when the humans can show up. But they're not going to show up as long as you're in a dysfunctional place, because that doesn't protect their sovereignty. Does that make sense? People say, well, why can't I find a partner? As long as you've got a big hole in your heart, the universe isn't going to send you somebody who's healed and well, because you're not going to be a good partner to them. You're going to end up being in a dysfunctional relationship with them. So the universe waits for you to heal and then delivers the person to you. Does that make sense? So it's like, do this work tonight and watch it unfold, because I've been mothered, I've been fathered, I've been loved, I've been held. It just wasn't always from the places where I thought it was going to be. But that's been the biggest and most fun surprise of my life. Right? It's really true. Work with your, I mean, you know, it might sound crazy, but I teach you what I know has worked because it's worked for me. That's the best I have. You know what I mean? I've been in all those broken places, and I've had to figure this shit out for myself. And this is the best I've got. In a really raw, honest, like, this is what it is way. And if you want to heal, like, I don't really have a better way for you to do it without self-medicating. But I'm trying to get you off the self-medicating so that you can just live a whole and well life. And then you can turn your attention to the planet and be of service, right? Aho. I know you're tired. If I could, I would tuck you in and kiss you on the forehead. I'm not there with you to do it, but just imagine tonight when you're going to sleep, a little on your forehead, and I would brush your hair back and pull the sheets up over you and put my hands on your chest and wish you well off to dream time. I guess in some other dimension we are, right? Oh yeah, I'd read to you, sure, you know. I'd sing to you. You wouldn't want me to, but I would. All right, sweet dreams, you guys. Thanks for taking extra time with me tonight. It felt really worth it. You know, it felt really worth it tonight, didn't it? We're going somewhere good, you guys, and you're doing an incredible job of it. Were you asking about wands? We did our wand work tonight with our portal. That's why I had you have this tonight. So hopefully that came in handy as a good tool for you. Whatever wand you use for that work, by the way, is exactly what's needed. All right. I love you too, you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow is the book signing. We'll be going live a little bit. We have I'll be here from 3 to 8 p.m. signing books, which I'm really excited about. So, but we'll go live too, so you guys can participate in some of the fun. My kids will be here, so it should be really exciting. Friday, I get to go to Las Vegas for the day to buy jewelry, which is really exciting. So that's kind of my schedule for the next 48 hours. So if you are online tomorrow, you'll be seeing a lot of me and a lot of your peeps too, who are here in LA. But if you're not here in person, just know that you're here in spirit, and we love you. Thank you. That book's my heart and soul. It really, really is in one place. What a special thing, you know? All right, you guys, you can see me procrastinating because I don't want to let you go, but I have to let my team go so they can go home. So I love you. I'll see you soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Take good care. Thank you to the guides and the guardians for being with us tonight, too. Aho.